Hello my friends and welcome to Grim Reactions. Today we're watching episode 16 of Avatar: The Last Airbender. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone in the comments. I'm grateful that you remind me about things that may have slipped my mind on at filming. And I'm thankful that you are engaging with me while trying not to spoil any surprises coming down the road. I'm very grateful for that. So thank you to everyone who comments and everyone watching. So yeah, you're completely right. Katara did snowbend in episode 3. That completely slipped my mind. It was a very, very brief moment. I went back and checked it out just because I was like, when did that happen? And it was when she was hiding the helmet, the Fire Nation Fire Soldier helmet from Aang at the Air Temple, after Aang and Sokka had played the game on the stilts. And yeah, that completely slipped my mind. So it is possible, but I still wonder about like how far can you stretch that, you know? Like, can she can turn water into ice, but can she control ice? Can she move ice? I mean, technically she is moving ice when she's moving snow, because snow is just individual like flakes of ice. But yeah, it's interesting. And as many, well, I don't want to say many because there are not that many of us here, but as people have pointed out, Roku did lava bend in the episode with the solstice. But that doesn't really that doesn't clear it up that much to me, because he was an avatar. So like, when is he combining? Is he combination bending and using both earth and fire when he does that? Or is it just fire, or is it just earth? Don't know. Maybe both earthbenders and firebenders can bend lava, because it shares like attributes. It is earth and it is fire, so maybe it's something that both can bend. But that in turn, if that's how it works, that in turn raises further questions about why only the Avatar can learn and master all 4 elements. Because that would suggest that there's overlap, you know? I don't know. People have mentioned that I'm thinking, like, I'm being too literal or too attempting, not succeeding, but attempting to think like too in depth about it. But I don't know, I find it fun to do so. I may be just on wild goose chases, and it's like simpler than I think it is, but it's fun to speculate, I think. So, you know, I'm having a good time. That's all that matters. But with that said, let's dive into the episode, shall we? Worth noting here is that on the recommendations of several people, I have decided to start skipping the intro sequence with the previously on Avatar and stuff. So I'm just gonna dive straight into the episode. I'm gonna try that out, see how that feels. Here we go, chapter 16, The Deserter. Hey Momo. Oh, that dude just makes me smile. He's so adorable.
This should give us a good idea what's around here.
See if you can find a menu. I'm starving.
Food is always a priority for Sokka.
Look at this.
Hey, a poster of me!
A wanted poster.
Don't be so proud about that. It was also a poster of the blue spirit I saw.
And this could be my only chance to watch the Masters up close.
I guess we could go check it out.
What?
Aang has a point there.
Fire Nation town when they're all fired up with all their, you know, fire?
Nice.
Because we always leave before we get into trouble.
Oh, so that guy's gonna be important, huh? No. I wonder if Atlas. Oh my God, that was adorable. That is so much more appropriate.
No one can surprise the Fire Lord.
Oh
No, look out! It's quality propaganda right there.
no! There's a big crowd, so it must be good.
Knowing the Fire Nation, it's probably an execution.
Don't be such a negative Nancy all the time, Sokka.
I gotta learn that trick.
Why do you have a mask on if you're just gonna take it off?
We gotta help her.
No, we don't want to make a scene. The rope! It's breaking!
Yeah, I'm sure it is.
I'm calling Appa.
Hey, the whistle. It's been a while since we saw that. Holy moly.
Crazy Firebender.
He's not crazy. He's a genius. And he's the perfect person to train the Avatar.
It's very close. It's a very thin line between crazy and genius.
You know these guys?
Oh yeah, Lin Yi's an old buddy. Right, Lin Yi? Shut up. Keep moving.
Are these more deserters or?
You let him slip away.
Yes, sir. But other than that, the festival went off without a hitch.
Yeah, we can really tell. Went perfectly.
How does he know that?
He saw the way you walked into camp. He can tell.
I'm going in anyway.
I'm starting to be suspicious that this Jong fellow doesn't really exist.
Master, I need to learn firebending.
Only a fool.
Okay, maybe he does.
If a fish lives its whole life in this river, does he know the river's destiny? He cannot imagine the ocean.
Ooh, wise.
To master the bending disciplines, you must first master discipline itself. No interest in you. Now, get out.
Please, I have.
Well, I mean, Aang is not really the fish in the river.
Water is cool and soothing. Earth is steady and stable. But fire is alive.
Yeah. It's volatile.
You will teach the Avatar firebending.
The difference is that firebenders learn only fire.
That's great.
But yeah, it's a very different mentality.
Look at your friend. Is she talking? Even that oaf knows to concentrate on what he's doing.
Hey!
Oaf.
No fire yet.
What?
Power in firebending comes from the breath.
Oh, this is a real Master Miyagi.
Good. Keep going.
It's very zen, firebending.
I had a pupil once who had no interest in learning discipline.
Oh yeah?
How he could use it to destroy his opponents and wipe out the ups
Was that Fire Lord Ozai?
is a horrible burden to bear. Its nature is to consume, and without
Oh, I think he's talking about Admiral Zhao. Yeah, it looks like he's talking about Zhao.
learn restraint, or risk destroying yourself and everything you love.
Yeah, but I mean, that's true for all the bending disciplines.
Oh, yeah. I mean, let us begin.
I'm sure there's a good reason.
But I'm ready to do so much more.
Are you sure about that?
Aang, you'll hurt yourself.
Yeah, he's rushing.
I was, Katara, I'm so good.
I told you we shouldn't mess around with this. Look what you did.
Maybe this is what Jong was talking about, huh? Oh, good lord, Aang.
You
Oh, yeah, it's healing.
Water brings healing and life, but fire brings only destruction and pain.
Hmm.
You us burdened with its care to walk a razor's edge
I like
between
this.
humanity.
This reinforces some of my ideas. Should I be worried about that? Ooh, that's a wall of fire.
Haven't you, Master Zhang Zhang?
So it was Xiao he was talking about.
I'm never gonna firebend again.
You'll
You
have
have
to
to.
eventually.
We'll see. Men, take the deserter.
Oh, if he lets you.
Whoa, wild shot!
I'll show you wild.
I thought you were just getting warmed up.
I was.
Is that all you got?
Taunting him, huh? Gonna destroy the boat somehow.
Ahoy! I'm Admiral Zhao! I don't know why, but I thought you'd be better than Zuko. Ah!
No, he's not. Zuko already beat him in an Agni Kai.
You've lost this battle.
Are you crazy? You haven't thrown a single blow.
No, but you have.
Oh, the wise teacher. Yes, look what you did.
Hey, where'd everybody go? Very funny, guys.
Oh, he's such a stoner.
And that time I had 2 fish hooks in my thumb.
2?
He tried to get the first fish hook out with another fish hook.
Oh, Sokka. So that was episode 16. This was interesting. Like, I understand Zhong Zhong's position, and I also understand Aang's position. Aang feels rushed because he doesn't have all the time in the world. He doesn't have the time to do it the right way. And I understand Zhong Zhong because he knows what fire can do, and he's afraid that Aang is not serious enough about it. Everyone besides the Avatar can't just like first learn earth and water bending. Like that's not realistic. But then again, they have more time to learn discipline, you know? I really enjoyed the way Zhong Zhong talked about his previous student, and then we went to a shot of Admiral Zhao approaching. That was pretty neat. That's like a cautionary tale. We call someone who's quick to anger, who's quick to flare up like fire. Like, we can call people like that having a fiery temperament. Like, culturally, for us, it's linked to that. So it makes sense. And fire is passion and all that, you know. And he reinforced something that I talked about again, because Katara is a girl. And Zhong talked about how fire just destroys while water soothes and heals. It's very feminine traits, like traditionally, because mothers are nurturing, they nurse their children and so on. You could say also that air is like, if we were to divide them up, then air is also a more feminine element, because it's flexible, it's mutable, it's changeable, it's adaptable, you know. It meanwhile, fire can be quite tightly linked to violence and losing control and anger, and earth can be tightly linked to steadfastness and solidity and like immutability, and those can be like this is all crassly speaking, of course. I mean, It's not that women can't be these things, and like women can't be like quick to anger and destruction, and that men can't be nurturing. But like if we're speaking in very, very, very broad, archaic, traditional terms, like if you look at, well, in essence, centuries of storytelling convention. And why I bring that up is because the interesting part is being aware of convention and then changing that convention. Like one way that could have been done, that would have been really effective. But no, it wouldn't have worked, because like I'm thinking of it with, if it was the other way around, that Sokka was the bender, water bender, and Katara was the warrior. That could have been very interesting. But that wouldn't have worked because you need to first establish baselines. You know, you need to first establish convention in order to deviate from convention. Like the image I have of fire and firebending at the moment is one of barely restrained anger. Maybe not anger, but like it's something that you have to constantly keep under control, because if you lose control, it can just spiral and just wreak massive destruction. But at the same time, and that Jong made that point as well, and at the same time, that rings a bit false. Because Katara, for instance, she could like with a snowball, you can set off an avalanche and cause massive destruction. If you split the earth with earthbending, if you go deep enough, you can create a volcano. Like all of these bending disciplines have the potential for mass destruction, not just fire. Like we've seen Katara and Aang making waves with waterbending, and I'm at the same time like you and thinking about what Jong said. Like, ever seen a tsunami? Like, all of them have the potential for massive destruction. But fire is easier to... Like, fire is easier to pinpoint. As Jong said, like the gist of it, that fire is destruction and water is life and healing. But at the same time, like without fire, we all go cold and we all freeze and sit in the dark. So fire is life. For ancient peoples, fire was life. Like we couldn't exist without it. Because we used fire to cook. We used fire to keep warm. We used fire to keep the wolves at bay, so to speak. Fire was safety. But he does have a point that fire can kind of like live a life on its own. Because like I've been talking about, if you give it fuel, if you feed it fuel and oxygen, it lives a life on its own. Oh, I like this. I really like this. I really liked this episode. This was really, really good. I mean, it's the quintessential lesson to learn about power. Like that power is dangerous. No matter what it is, really. It doesn't really matter. Power out of control can hurt. And I mean, air is not exempt from that. I mean, look at hurricanes. Look at tornadoes. Nature is scary, yo. Yeah, let's leave it at that. Nature is scary. So, if you're still here, thank you very much for joining me. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and I'll see all of you lovely people in the next video. Peace.